Hey everyone, welcome back to Wix Fix. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Ryan, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at all of the different Velo Animation easing properties. Now, if you did miss our little Velo Animation mini series here on the channel, I'll leave a playlist to that in the description below. And this is going to tie in directly into that little series because we use a bunch of different easing properties, but there are so many different properties, we didn't even use them all in that series. So in this video, we're just going to kind of play around with the different styles and see what all of them do. Let's go ahead and get started. So if we take a look here at the Wix Velo page, I came to the Wix Animations area. I went to Timeline and Add. And if you click on Animations, you get this little drop down with all of the different properties that you can use with the Add Animation function. And if we scroll down enough, we'll see a bunch of different easing properties that we can use. And you'll also see a little graph kind of explaining how they work. Now, basically, easing affects the speed in which the elements move. If we take a look at ease and sign, it starts slow and then speeds up. And then ease out would mean it slows down as it gets closer to the end. And ease in and out kind of starts slow, speeds up, and then slows down towards the end. Now, as you can see, we have three different columns here. We have ease in, which are all these different properties right here on this left side. We have ease out, which is going to be all of these properties here in the middle column. And then ease in and out is going to be over here in this right column. So we'll be trying out each one of these in the Wix editor to kind of just get an idea of how they work. So if we come over to our Wix editor, here I've already created this little Velo animation for this little ball right here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and press preview, and here is what we will see. The ball just moves left to right, and it's a hard start and a hard stop. There is no easing really applied to this because we're using an easing property called ease linear, which basically means that it has the same speed no matter what. Now, if I was to go ahead and remove this easing property, just like that, and now go ahead and preview, we'll notice that it starts slow, but then speeds up and ends very quickly. And that's because if we take a look over here again, at the very bottom, we'll see that it defaults to ease in sign, which ease in sign up here starts slow and then speeds up, but ends pretty abruptly. So if we go ahead and try ease out sign, and we just change this here, then go ahead and press preview, we'll notice that it starts fast, but then ends slow. And we'll go ahead and try out ease in out sign. And just as you can probably expect, it's going to start slow and end slow, but in the middle, it's going to speed up. Just like that, which looks really nice. So now that we kind of get a general idea, let's go ahead and try out all of these different options that we have. And I'm very interested to see how these work down here. I've actually never used these before. Typically, I just use things like these up here. So getting towards the end of the video, this could be kind of interesting to see. But let's go ahead and try ease in quad. If we look at it, it seems like the graph is a little steeper. So I'm guessing the animation will be a little bit quicker. Gotcha, yeah. So it's kind of starts slow, but then it speeds up more abruptly. And ease out quad would be the same thing in reverse, but I am interested to see ease in quad. Or ease in out quad. Yeah, I actually really like that one a lot. For those of you who don't know, I actually kind of used to be an animator. So I used to animate things in After Effects a lot. So in After Effects, I would basically manually create these curves that the Velo animation's already doing. So it's kind of cool to see that we can actually do stuff like this in Wix. But let's see what easing cubic looks like. Okay, so it's even faster. Oh, we can see it from the curve. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's try ease in out cubic. Wow, I think that looks really clean as well. I like those. And then ease in court. Let's do ease out court because we've been doing a lot of in. So we'll do this. So it should start fast and then end slow. Nice. And I've been a fan of these in out. So let's try this one here as well. Gotcha. Okay. I think I like, personally, I like the cubic one a little bit more. But let's check this one out. Again, it just seems like it's getting a little bit sharper and sharper every time for these basic ones. Yep. So this one's going to be very fast in and out. So let's try that. Okay, that was good. And then this one, I think this one is going to be the last one of this like area. Okay. And then this will be the last expo. See what this one looks like. Again, it's kind of very similar as the other ones, but now we're going to start getting into some of the more interesting ones right down here. So it seems like it kind of, this one's a little bit more gradual. Like it starts kind of fast and then slows down, whereas these kind of started slow and then kind of sped up. So let's see what these look like. Okay. So it definitely still has a similar appearance as these ones up here. But let's try ease in back. So if we take a look at the graph, it seems like it kind of goes backwards and then speeds up kind of rapidly. So let's try this one. I like that. So if we take a look here at the code, we are moving the X position to the right 750 pixels. So ease in back, since the graph kind of shows it going backwards, it causes the ball to move backwards and then move forwards. This is actually something that I used a lot in animation, and it's a really cool effect. It makes things seem a little bit more dynamic, and if we try that with ease in out back, you'll really start to see it kind of seem a little bit more animated, which I think will look really cool. So it starts by going back and then ends by going a little farther past and then coming back into place. So personally, I really like ease in and out back. Makes things seem a little bit more lively and animated. So like if you're trying to go for something like that, then these would be really great options. Now these ones right here, I am very interested in seeing how these work. So let's go ahead and try ease in elastic. Go ahead and press preview. Interesting. That's not quite what I was expecting with that, to be honest with you. I was expecting that from this one over here for ease out elastic. I was assuming that it would basically come all the way over to the end and then do something weird. Let's try ease out elastic and see what this one does. Okay, so that one did exactly, so that they were just reversed as to what I was thinking they were going to do. I actually really like this one. Again, these are just kind of making things seem a little bit more animated, which could be what you're going for, which could be a really cool effect on certain websites. But let's try ease in out elastic. I'm sure this one's going to look crazy. Actually, that wasn't too crazy. Actually, I think that looks really nice. So as you can probably tell, I'm kind of just learning this stuff as I'm making this video, and I'm just finding it interesting, like learning all of these different other easing properties that I've never really even played around with. You know, typically I would just use ease in or ease in quad or ease linear, but like I haven't never really played around too much with all these other ones. And it was because of this Velo Animation series that we kind of started here on the channel that I've kind of learned about all these different options. And they seem to be pretty fun to play around with, to be honest with you. So we'll try ease and bounce. Interesting. I feel like for bounce, it might be beneficial if instead of affecting the X, you affected the Y. So let me just kind of change this to Y, and we'll do like 100 or something. And we'll just go ahead and press preview. Okay, so that one didn't really work that well there, but let's try what ease out bounce would look like. This is really good. This would be a really good one to make things seem like they're falling. I think that actually looks really cool like that. But let's try what ease in out would look like. Interesting. I definitely think the ease out bounce looked the best, and I think this is probably why they created it, to make it seem like something is falling and then bouncing a bit. Obviously the name of this one is bounce, so it makes sense, but ease out bounce is definitely the coolest one there. But as you can see, there are several different options of easing properties that we can use. Each of them I feel like potentially have a very specific use. Like these up here, probably all the way through circ, signed through circ, would make a lot more sense to use most of the time. But then for back, elastic, and bounce, these are really good for making things seem a little bit more animated on your website. And what I mean by animated, I mean more like cartoonish, right? I don't mean like, we're talking about Velo Animations, so we're trying to animate, but I mean more like cartoon style animations with back, elastic, and bounce. I think all of these look really cool, but again, for the most part, I feel like you may only use sine, quad, cubic, quart, quint, and expo, and maybe even circ, or even linear down here, depending on your use case. But that's basically going to wrap it up for today's video. If you all did enjoy, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel for more Wix and Editor X content coming out really soon. Thank you all again, and I'll see you on the next one.